Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward. You make me sick. Your weakness is...
So, the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie is coming out in...
Oh my god! December!
Which is like less than a month away, give or take. And during the time we're all patiently waiting for this movie to come out, we actually got 3 cast members that are going to be doing the voices of some of the animatronics, primarily the toy animatronics. Now, it's unclear whether it's just going to be these animatronics that are getting voices, or we're going to hear more voices later on in the movie. I don't know. Like the Withered animatronics, which is the topic of today's video, don't really have any voice casts confirmed or denied, whatever. They don't really have any voice casts at all. So I thought, why not give my own take on my own fan casting for the Withered animatronics. But yeah, since this news has been out for so long, I'm not gonna really go into the toy animatronics castings. But just in case you don't know, Toy Freddy is gonna be voiced by the GOAT Kellen Goff.
Your worthless lives will be mine!
Toy Bonnie is, and I'm not making this up, Toy Bonnie is gonna be voiced by Matt Pat from Game Theory.
Don't you tell me how many calories I need, bitch!
And last but not least, Toy Chica is actually gonna be voiced by... This can't be real, dog. No, Mangle doesn't have a voice. Sorry. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about my Withered animatronic fan casting. Now, keep in mind, this is just my personal fan casting. You might have a different one of your own, or you might not agree with my casting, but my opinions are always correct, so we're just gonna go with that. Anyways, without further ado, let's talk about my first fan casting for Withered Freddy. So for Withered Freddy, or just Freddy in general, he's like the big papa bear of the group, right? So he needs like a very deep, you know, commanding type voice. So hear me out on these. All right, hear me out, hear me out. Okay, so we got Christopher Judge, the voice of Kratos. John Goodman, which is pretty self-explanatory why. Or Markiplier. Now, before you absolutely slime me for my choices, listen. I think, and this is just my opinion, but again, I'm always right. I think Christopher Judge's voice sounds very similar to FNaF AR Freddy's voice. Here, just have a listen.
Like someone wasn't ready for Freddy to come to the party. I bet you didn't expect me to show up, did you now?
He asked the trees of the forest for a branch to make a handle for his axe.
As for Markiplier, since they're going with the route of Matt Pat being Toy Bonnie, who's a YouTuber, I feel why don't they do the same with Markiplier for Withered Freddy? I mean, in my opinion at least. And again, what do we learn? I'm always right. And just something I've noticed, especially in his like newer videos, he can really deepen his voice and make it sound a lot like, you know, FNaF AR Freddy. And because of that, I think he'd be a good candidate. And not to mention, he's also the king of FNaF. Oh, wait, sorry. Now, with that being said, jokes aside, I think without Markiplier's influence on Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think it'd be where it is today. So yeah, that's why I kind of see him as a potential candidate for a Withered Freddy. John Goodman is probably one that I think most people would probably agree with me on, because he sounds like a comical, you know, deep voice sounding character. And since Freddy is an animatronic catered towards, you know, a younger demographic like kids, he's got to have that sort of, you know, whimsy in him, which I definitely think that John Goodman can bring out. I would also like to cast myself as the voice of Withered Freddy, you know, just as an honorable mention. I think I genuinely get the part. I'm so cool. Anyways, those are my fan castings for Withered Freddy. So now let's talk about my fan castings for Withered Bonnie. So for Withered Bonnie, there's only really one person I would ever cast for him. And this guy needs like no introduction, especially if you're a FNaF fan. But hear me out. Jack Black.
Five Nights at Freddy's. That's where I wanna be. Five Nights at...
Okay, hear me out, hear me out. What instrument does Bonnie play? Right? A guitar, right? He's a rock star. So he needs the voice of a rock star. And Jack Black is someone who I would consider a rock star.
Hey, Scotty, call me.
He's also voiced characters like Poe the Panda and like Bowser from the Mario movie. Like, come on. And also the impact that this guy had on TikTok for a little while when he just started making FNaF videos. I don't even know if you would call them that. I don't know.
Have you seen the new FNaF trailer?
Anyways, it'd be really cool if Jack Black was Withered Bonnie. I think that would be very cool and very nice. Anyways, next up we got Withered Chica and Zach Hadel.
Lyle, turn on the TV! They hit the Pentagon! They hit the...
Jokes aside, I think I'd probably choose Jennifer Coolidge. Actually, one of my buddies brought this up to me, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. I like, if you know who she is, and you've heard her voice, you can see my vision. I don't think I need to say any more. I think that's it for Withered Chica, so without further ado, let's move on to the last one, and that would be Withered Foxy. So for Withered Foxy, I would genuinely do Jacksepticeye. Alright, jokes aside, like, I genuinely think he would do, like, a really, really good job. Especially after hearing, like, his voice role in Dispatch as Punch-Up, I think he's more than fit to be Foxy, like, jokes aside. Anyways, hear me out on these ones also. I would also like to cast Nick Offerman or Keith David. If you don't know who they are, Nick Offerman was the voice of Metalbeard in the Lego Movie, and I think he does a really good pirate voice.
Good idea to return to that Forsaken Place special.
Now, if you don't know who Keith David is, he's had so many voice acting roles. He's actually known for voicing Spawn.
I'm the ghost that goes bang in the night, punk.
So yeah, either one of those two guys, or even genuinely Jacksepticeye, I think would be really, really cool for a Withered Foxy. Anyways, I think that's it for Withered Foxy. Now, before I end the video, I want to do one honorable mention, and I want to choose who I think should voice Balloon Boy. Dawko.